Today, I'm with John Nothdurft, the ISSA Director of Government Affairs. John, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Absolutely. Hey, John, I have on a pin showing my support of government affairs. I am an advocate for clean. What do you have on?
So I have our newest pin in our collection, if you will. It's our end period poverty pin. Really excited. It's a new project we're launching at ISSA.
Oh, I know, John, you love campaigns. You're a politician at heart. So tell us about this unique campaign and what it's going to do.
Yeah. So I do like campaigns. Everything's a campaign for me, Jeff. You know that. But so this was actually an issue that popped up when I actually started with the association in 2019, and kept hearing about the issues related to not having access to period products readily available in away from home bathrooms. Predominantly in those bathrooms that maybe serve underserved communities, or it might be like schools, homeless shelters, prisons. Unfortunately 2020 happened, and then so we kind of the issue kind of got buried a little bit for obvious reasons. But our government affairs council at ISSA, during our fly-in event earlier this year, brought the issue back up to my attention, and so we created a campaign plan and have been kind of pushing it around to some of our members. And there's a lot of interest in helping to predominantly try to increase access to period products, dispensers, as well as disposal solutions in away from home bathrooms.
It's a simple concept, and shouldn't this have happened before? What do you think?
So but it's been kind of a growing movement. I think the United States in some ways is kind of behind in terms of, we always talk about, we want to make period products and disposal solutions as available as toilet paper, paper towels, and hand soap, right? They're a very critical hygiene product that should be made available. They're actually already made available in a lot more overseas, in Canada, the UK, actually Scotland. The country of Scotland actually made them available all across the entire country. So it is the rule rather than the exception. So we're trying to kind of help. It's a twofold campaign. One is education. As Jeff, as you mentioned, there's not a lot of awareness around these issues. I think it's probably because some people feel a little bit uncomfortable, maybe, especially as men. Sometimes it can be kind of uncomfortable to talk about some of these issues. But I think it's something that's really, we all have someone in our life who's had to go through this sort of process and had their period, whether it's a daughter, a wife, a sister, whoever it may be. So that's really what the crux of the campaign is: to educate members of the cleaning industry, and then also advocate. So advocate for public policies to help increase access. I mentioned there's a number of states that already have mandated or created solutions that would have these products be available in schools and prisons. I always joke, there's not many public policy issues that you have a state like California and Utah, very different opposite ends of the spectrum politically, agree on public policy. And that's what's happened here. Both those states have legislation on the books. It's already passed. It says middle and high school students will have access to these products in their bathrooms.
Very cool. I noticed at ISSA show in Chicago, the vibe was there when it came to this movement and those who believe in it. What are the challenges and roadblocks you foresee, or maybe you're already experiencing?
I think the biggest roadblock is just really education. Just educating folks about why it's an issue, why there's a problem, especially in underserved communities, but elsewhere, right? And so that's kind of the biggest issue, is there's just not a lot of awareness for the need for these products. It's kind of just kind of overlooked in terms of some of those things. And then obviously from a legislative standpoint, once again, it's trying to make sure that we can make sure that policymakers, legislators, school districts understand that there's a need, and why it's not only good for students, reducing absenteeism, those sort of things. But also in some of these issues, it'll actually help the custodial worker. So we actually look at this in a lot of different ways, right? So we're also proactively advocating for disposal solutions in bathrooms, so that when the custodial worker or whoever is trained and tasked with cleaning up a bathroom can properly have the resources to clean these facilities and protect themselves as well as anyone who goes into a public bathroom. So it's really kind of a 360 view in terms of, it's not just access to the products, but also how do we get rid of them? You know, as you probably know, and others would know, you're not really supposed to flush them down the toilet. So we need those solutions in place. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of plumbing issues.
Yeah, I'm getting an education right now. So thank you, John. Appreciate that. If this happens, what does it mean for building owners and managers, and who pays for all this?
So really what we're leading with right now is advocating for schools, government buildings, so buildings that already are kind of under government funding. Obviously, I think for other buildings, say a restaurant or hotels, we'd love to see them adopt policies that also offer these. A number of major companies already do this for their workforce. And I think from that standpoint, we're just encouraging facility owners to say, hey, look in this. This is good for, you know, once again, making sure that people come back into the workforce. It's good for customers. It's a selling point. So we're not trying to impose any sort of mandate on businesses. We're just trying to encourage them why this would be a good thing, not only for their businesses, but for their employees and their customers. So there's, you know, hopefully they'll do the right thing and lead by example, and that's what we're hoping for. But we are advocating for policies to help encourage, those underserved facilities that are already kind of government sponsored, like schools, to adopt policies.
Sure, that makes sense. So finally, speak to the timeline and what you want people to do now.
So yeah, we just launched our campaign. Jeff, you kind of mentioned at our trade shows, kind of our soft launch. We have a website, ISSA.com/EPP, so end period poverty, EPP. You can find more information. There's a lot of different ways you can sign up for our alerts about what's going on. We'll be doing a lot more resources. One of the resources we're working right now is kind of a best practices document. So if you're a facility owner or custodial service, you know, what does this look like? What are the best practices related to providing period products and dispensers and disposal solutions in their bathroom? So we'll be rolling out actual stuff that, you know, facility managers and custodial workers can really take and go back to their business and say, hey, we should do this. It's the right thing to do. It's good for public health, and it'll also protect a lot of folks who enter and leave bathrooms as well.
All right. Well, John, thank you for helping lead this campaign, and I look forward to your next campaign as the politician you are can help himself.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.